here I is where I am. This right here. Welcome. Well, welcome when you pull up. Welcome. Nah. Ooh, you know what? That'll give me a second to go grab something. Yay me. Yay me. Oh, ha, yeah. BRB. Oh man, y'all just pulled up out of thin air. Y'all just pulled up out of thin air. Okay. Well, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Who's all in the building? Hey, Grand Madam. Hey, Kamoyo. And hey, Groovy. And the lurkers. Keep on lurking, baby. Keep on lurking. Gotta grab a few images for you folk for your watching pleasure. Well, I ain't gotta grab them, I got them. But we gonna play today because we got because I believe that in a pissed off angry world we need to be doing some stuff that gives smiles, that makes folks smile, that make folks, you know what I'm saying, be happy. And I got a couple things. Dang, I didn't even edit that graphic. I'm gonna have to edit that anyway. We'll talk about that. There's a lot going on. I have planned D. Yes, plan. You have to plan this kind of thing. How you gonna get through the day? You don't plan it. Okay. And I am happy to say, I think I am going to do my first ever gauntlet on this show right here. And for those of you that don't know what a gauntlet is, well, it can be many different things. Gauntlet can be a video game. A gauntlet can be that gauntlet. But a gauntlet can also be a series of increasingly difficult. See, now I ain't ask you. Be quiet. a series of increasingly difficult matches. Each opponent supposedly progressively being more difficult to overcome than the previous one. At least that's the way we did a gauntlet when I was still doing Kimbo. You started off with like maybe a couple of white belts, then yellow belts, then you get work your way up to the blues and the greens and and all of that, just as far as you could get in the gauntlet. So we'll be doing something like that with a favorite character of ours. We'll also be talking about a favorite character of ours that we don't feel is getting the treatment he deserves. But I know that we're gonna be talking about that. Javon, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all tell people that y'all talking about me to hit their notifications, because if I got to tell them to hit their notifications in a video, they might miss it. You see how that works? Okay. But anyway. And the homie Theo B is in the building. What up? What up? And my guy Paul Martin is here. He said, got the cheese briefs. Just saw 42 on KC. Still take some black. Carson Steele. Yes, he's definitely gonna be taking some black jobs. But if he's the best guy for the job, then he deserves it. Does he not, Mr. Martin? Thank you. Appreciate you. And I hope your boy Caleb turns out to be everything that they say he is. You know what I'm saying? Michigan, right? Michigan. Undefeated Michigan. You can say what you want to say. 15-0. That ain't nothing to be sneezed at. You underdig? You know what I'm saying? That's a feat. You know what I'm saying? Ask the 72 Dolphins. That's a feat, baby. You know what I'm saying? To go undefeated in any sport. You know what I'm saying? So let's, regardless of how you feel about the school, give props where props is due. All I'm saying. Let me see. Y'all in here saying hi to each other. All right. So yeah, I got action. Oh, I forget. Yes, Lord. Thank you for reminding me. He don't come when you call him, but when you do, it's always on. Where did I put that joke? Oh, I've got to grab something once again, pardon me. Oh, come here. Get over here. Goats. Ha! There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are going to be going on tonight. I don't want nobody to feel no kind of way about nothing I say unless I'm lying on you. Okay? But we know your man D Rizzle is over here is about the truth telling, truth speaking, truth expressing. So when I truthfully express myself, it's not going to be towards any particular person unless it's toward a particular person. But I don't think the expressing of my opinion is going to be directed towards a specific individual so much as an annoying habit that I am becoming vexed with addressing. Okay. Let's take a second to talk about Independent Comics. Independent Comics. Independent Comics, do we read them? independent comics like Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer, Festive Film Fan. What's going on, sir? And if we are reading these books, these independent books, who are we telling? Who are we sharing this information with? Because I am missing the part where I did, well, I wouldn't necessarily call Philadelphia independent, but I bet it's some stuff y'all ain't read or a lot of people haven't read. So, and like I said, I don't mean that as no knock. I'm expressing it simply in the way I mean to express it, that when you say to myself or Theo or anybody else we know that give airplay to independent comics and turn around and say, how come you don't do videos about independent comics? Okay. When you say independent comics, do you mean independent comics or black comics? Or do you mean independent black comics? Because here go independent comic that ain't nobody watching the videos on. This channel right here. Here go, well, mostly independent comic that I do videos on this channel. How many people watching them? Here go an independent black comic that I do videos on. Is anybody watching? Here goes another independent black comic that I've done videos on. Are you effing watching the channel? Don't say ain't nobody doing it. Don't say how come you ain't doing it if you ain't watching the damn things. That's a false narrative. You feel me? Don't say we ain't giving you the material that you asking for and you ain't checking for the material that we giving you. I believe I have said this before. I believe I have said this on social media. So, yeah. What the problem is, Cletus? You just don't pay no attention to people's channels, or you was watching what you wanted to watch, or you need a how-to guide to get to the independent stuff on people's pages. I know I sound condescending and sarcastic, and it's probably because I'm being condescending and sarcastic. It's very vexing, and I believe that Theo and I have talked at length about this, for people to say, I want this kind of material. I would like to see videos about this. And they say it more than once. And you're putting out videos about that kind of material. Turn on your notifications. That's about all else I know to say. Help me out here in the chat, somebody. Am I whistling Dixie, or you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Or are y'all still saying hi to each other? Well, maybe I am talking to the wrong crowd of people, and every single person in this chat has watched said videos. Okay, thank you, Theo. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Because it's happening to me, and people will message me. You took the time to send me a personal message and say, can you do a video on this? And I already did a video on it. I already had did several videos on it. Hell, I had did a series on it. You know, I hate to say, quote that old adage, when you consider all the possibilities and eliminate most, if not all, of those possibilities, whatever exists, whatever is left, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. The truth, based on the evidence, folks are either A, unaware of the material, or B, aware of the material and just not watching it. So when that pops in my head, then it makes no sense. For people to say this is the dynamic, this is what's going on. Can you make more videos about this? No. Can you watch the videos I made about it first and then say, can you make more? I'm just, well, since Theo the only one talking to me, what's not being taken into consideration is that we are spending money on these comics. We aren't getting them for free. While this is a hobby, it's also a job. That's us spending time and money on something without getting at the least attention. Let the church say amen. Amen. And check this out here. When you live in Alaska, let me say that again. When you live in Alaska, snow ain't the only thing that's really, 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 really white. People's choices in comics and what gets put in LCS is too as well. So if I want to get something from Advent Comics, if I want to get something from Concrete Comics, if I want to get something from Godhood Comics, Unique Comics, any of those, I have to order them. And let me tell you something with Independent Comics. They run out of print really damn quick. So sometimes you are sitting waiting 2, 3, 4 months to get these books. I'm not in Atlanta. I can't just walk up to a brother and be like, hey man, let me get that comic, bro. Where it's a black comic book store everywhere you throw a stone. I'm not in Chicago. I'm not in Oakland, where all of that's going down, where it's readily available. So when I bring you what I bring you, I'm bringing you what I got. And if you ask me for more, then you either got to watch the channel and look out for it, notifications again, or you gotta wait till I get it. Could the person who made the statement have been disingenuous, like tossing something out at you to throw you, or was it literally them not taking the time to research? Yeah, it's that, Kamoyo, but it's more than one person. If I come to a page, I watch one video on that page. I watch maybe 2 videos on that page. 3 videos. I ain't dug and went into the library on that page and seen what is or isn't on that page. I can't say you need to make more videos about. How the hell you know what videos I need to make more of if you don't know what videos I've made? So we can't come talking about, oh, have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of this? You don't know what I have or haven't heard of if you haven't looked at my page and seen what I have or haven't heard of. Well, according to what I've watched on your page, I see you might need to check this out. I take that much, much better. You see what I'm saying? I take that much better. If you've already went into my page and showed me that you rocking with me, that you checking for me, that you pulled up and said, I'm finna just spend a couple of little minutes or however long peeping his stuff out, seeing what he got on deck. And then if you don't find it on my page, then you can go, hey, I didn't see no whoop 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 on your page. Hey, I didn't see no whoop 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 on your page. Do you think you could get some videos out about whoop 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 and whoop 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 whoop? Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, that been sitting there. And then, just like Theo said, the issue becomes, oh, I done spent the extra shipping and handling to get this book up here. Again, I'm in Alaska. Sometimes getting shit shipped up here costs a wee bit more. So if you really want me to do the thing, you better watch it. Or don't ask me to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's like comic book stores when they order a bunch of something because somebody said they want it, and then when it comes, they be like, I don't want that many. I think they want something specific, but where's my access to it? Like one hand has to wash the other, and it's at least 3 hands in the mix. Hi. Hi. Okay. That right there. And it ain't just y'all. And at the risk of sounding arrogant, at the risk of sounding like a-hole, if Concrete Comics want me to do more stuff, guess what? If Unique Studios want me to do more stuff, if the folks see me hooking a product up, you think they be like, I need to get that partner because he's rocking heavy with me. He's putting my stuff out there. David Pepos, Jonathan Lau. Yeah, I said it. I ain't ducking none of y'all. I ain't ducking none of y'all. Ask Bernie Mac how I feel about it. What he said? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. David Pepos, you lucky I was liking Space Ghost before I knew anything about you. Because to be quite honest, anybody would have put a decent Space Ghost book out with a decent story, and you know what I'm saying, and show some respect. I appreciate the fact that you put some respect on his name. I ain't gonna hate. But this is just where I'm at with it, y'all. I don't want to beat the horse totally to death, but just moving forward, it is something to be mindful of. You preach it to the choir, King. You preach it to the choir, baby. Cause trust me, man, I messed around, ordered a copy of the Hated, and it was digital. Cause they didn't have no more. We can't send you a paper copy, but here's a digital copy. I want a copy I can hold in my hand. Some people are just inappropriately stupid. I will say this, when I hit YouTube search or Google search on certain things you have talked about, I used to see you and Theo both pop up in the top searches. Now it's sporadic. Even when it's something I just watched you talk about. Hey, man, the only thing I've been in the last couple videos I've done, Kamoyo, I've said to people, turn on your notifications, turn on your notifications, turn on your notifications. And I'm saying it again right now on this live. Turn on your notifications. You can't know what I'm doing if you don't have notifications. All right. I've talked my talk about that. Now, since I already got that same energy going, yes, Theo, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But now, when I come up out the shadow realm and start spanking folks' asses, they're going to wonder how it happened. Now, since I got that energy and we already there, boom. This portion of Be Real with D Real is dedicated wholeheartedly to one Benjamin Percy. Yeah. Ben, I got time today, homie. I'm only 28 minutes into the live, my guy. Yeah, it's drag time, my guy. Okay. Let me first preface my drag by saying I am going to buy the rest of this series simply because I want to see how it ends. So, in that aspect, Mr. Percy, you win because you're going to get me to buy 3 more books. 2 more books, 3 more books. Whatever. So, that's about 20 bucks you'll be getting. 17, somewhere around here. Or whoever's making it. But anyway, you getting what I'm getting at. So I want to see what happens. However, comma, you fumbled the ball on this one, my friend. You fumbled the ball. Why did you fumble the ball? One very simple and important reason. Didn't do your research. at all. There is canon, bumping over canon, stumbling over canon, timelines overlapping over timelines, and things that should have happened haven't happened yet. So, is this the T'Challa variant, Mr. Percy? Because this is not the 616 T'Challa. It ain't. If it is, please let me know. If it is, you got explaining to do. But if it's not, if this is Universe 707 877 455.3, cool. But if it's not, you're going to have to explain to me why Shuri being in charge of is at a point in her life when she's in charge of the Wakandan Science Design Group, the Wakandan Design Group. She's in charge of that. But the outside world hasn't had contact with Wakanda yet. Wakanda's still isolationist. All Hatut Zaraze are disrespectful of their king. So Shuri's still smarter. Y'all ain't learned nothing. Huddling stories, bumping into priest stories with some of that. But baby, you got to make up your mind. He wasn't never married to Storm, or was he? Are they divorced, separated, ain't never hooked up yet? Because you got some timeline running in there where she should be around. And I don't think she made an appearance in that book. So again, I ask, are issues 2 and 3 going to bring some clarity as to why things are occurring the way they are occurring right now? And Chris Allen's doing art chores. Chris, you drew on Eve Ewing's run, bro. What's going on here? Can you offer some kind of clarity? And if that's the most recent version of T'Challa, that's not the habit that he's wearing. And you know that ain't the habit he's wearing because you designed the new one. Why don't he have on the new one? Again, if this ain't 616, cool. But somebody let me know. We just randomly making Black Panther stories that are incongruent with every other Black Panther story. It's not an independent book. I could see if it was an independent book. That's a Marvel right there, don't it? Don't that say Marvel? Yeah, that's a Marvel. So that's not an independent book. What's the goings on with what's going on? Would you say Javon had fumble at the 1 yard line? Yes. It's like Black folks having a vibe on camera and some 8.5 by 11 people step in front dancing off beat. Bruh, if that is not a perfectly encapsulated analogy of the moment. Perfect. That is exactly what I felt. Oh, here's our version. It's up, it's up. When it's up, it's up. Yeah. We got that version with Benjamin Percy. Mr. Percy, please do some research before you start writing stuff about a character. Don't just jump in and be like, oh, this will satisfy them. They like anything with T'Challa in it. No, Ben. Not everything. Yes, that's what I said, bruh. It would be so much easier to read the Black Panther comics if there was some consistency among the writers. It was almost off-putting when I saw the cape and the dome. Yikes. Should you wait for the trade paperback? Yeah. if the rest of it is going to be like this, yeah, it's not the best representation of T'Challa that we've ever had the privilege to see. I guess, Paul, that's the best. If you are a fan of T'Challa, yeah, go on and pick it up. But if Black Panther ain't your cup of tea or he ain't high on your priority list, trade paperback. Yeah. Yeah. That is exactly what he did. Benjamin Percy brought the raisins and put them in the potato salad. Yeah, that's the energy. That's the vibe. Chris Allen, I'm sorry you're stuck in that. And that you have to do the arduous and unenviable chore of penciling that incongruency. So this wasn't it. Like, and that's it. I am a huge Predator fan, and y'all gonna see later on when I whip this out. Pause. Yeah. Read that first issue, Paul, and tell me that's a brother writing that. If it is, he must be related to John Ridley. It did not hit the mark anywhere except for me, except art. And the fact that it was predators in it. And I love the Yautja. You know what I mean? So just bruh. Yeah, it didn't hit nowhere where it should have hit. You know what I mean? Even T'Challa's arrogant. You know what I mean? T'Challa's talking shit to the Dora Milaje, and I'm just like, he talks shit, but it ain't arrogant and petty and, oh, did you hear that I'm the man up in this bitch? I mean, that's basically what he said to her. Cracked her in her jaw and everything. I'm like, wow. I need Grand Madam sitting with the writers with a switch in her hand. Yes. 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 And a braided switch. You act right then. That come across your arms and across your thigh region. Oh, you get some act right quick. You get some act right quick. It never occurred to the writer that a Black Panther fan might be a Predator fan too. Honey, boom. Yeah, okay? Right here, right here. I mean, every single movie, good, bad, ugly, I'm there for it. Just cause I like the concept. I like the Yautja. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool concept. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't get what I wanted to get. Well, I'm gonna blow up a square mile or whatever, however much the acres, however much they blow up with their explosives. You know what I'm saying? She said a braided switch and a red pen. That error right there. Eh, eh. Rewrite that. Rewrite that. That's stupid. It makes no sense. When did this occur? When did this occur? This didn't happen right here. Good Lord, good Lord. Oh my goodness. Sound like things getting out of hand. Let me see. It's like a job for Batman. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Have I expressed myself eloquently enough to Mr. Percy that hopefully he understands that next time he undertakes a project because he's trying to get some love from a fan base, take the time to know what's going on with that character and that fan base before you dive in and talk about, oh, ooh, this is going to be so, ooh, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be the best Black Panther comic ever made. No, everything don't work the same way in our world like it do in your world. You're gonna have to get some act right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, um, I had a dilemma the other day, and I was trying to come to the conclusion of who draws the Avengers better. I just think because I got a lot of Avengers comics, and so I see different groupings and different, lineups of Avengers. Who draws the Avengers the best, in my opinion, from my era? Let me make that important too. From my era and a lot of our eras, who draws the Avengers best? Now, I know everybody thinking because y'all know me and who I am and that I'm just gonna come out off top. George Perez, of course. Who else? And George Perez had two very epic runs. I think the first one was with Steve Englehart. I think Steve Englehart did the writing. George Perez did some of the writing on that run. And then he in the late 90s, early 2000s, came back, did a run on Avengers with Kurt Busiek. Bruh, bar none, my favorite Avengers artist. However, there is also another man from that era. I'm tired of being over here like this. Now, there is another man from that era who draws a banging ass set of Avengers. That is one John Byrne. Now, I know a lot of people don't like John Byrne. There's some people don't like John Byrne's art or don't really care for John Byrne's drawing style. You know what? John Byrne did that. You know what I mean? With his runs on Avengers, like in the late, I want to say late 80s, early 90s. Acts of Vengeance. Come on now. Very good. Very good art. Now, I'm not going to say if you had to bet whose art would you go with, because I'm my bias is not going to be leaning towards John Byrne. So I do that to extend that to y'all and ask y'all, if you got to go with a Burn or a Perez, y'all was gonna go with a Burn or a Perez. Mr. YouTube 92. Y'all just not coming in. Y'all just not coming in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The only constellation I have with Predator versus Black Panther is that it's in that's an alternative universe. Yeah, it's gotta be an alternative universe. And it's a herky jerky alternative universe. Perez drew the scariest looking Ultron. He always made his mouth much bigger than the eyes. And so to me, and you know what? That's supposed to be an ant. First of all, the mandibles should be sideways. No, not vertical. In your gray voice. They messing with you, Gray. Yeah, but for my money, it's gonna be Perez all day. John Byrne, very close second. Very, very close second. You know, because I enjoyed that, you know, those first couple issues, like I think it was of Avengers West Coast, even. You know what I mean? He drew John Byrne drew some good Avengers West Coast too. I think that was during that era when Wanda started flipping out and she went and she was a bad guy with Magneto and them for a little while. So okay. That is the Perez. Take your comment out the way. And well, there you go. Soak it in, get it in. There you go. Now, the one thing I will say about Perez's art when he draws it, the people always have the same kind of looks. I'm talking about anytime he draws them. You can see nuance in people's style if you follow them and you look at their style. But I very rarely see the nuances. And they always he had very concrete, you know what I'm saying, things, you know, in his head. When I draw a head, the head gonna be like this. When I draw an arm and a leg in this position, they always gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying? So you can go to a Justice League comic book that George Perez drew, and then look at an Avengers comic book and go, wow, yeah, that has got to be the same guy. Now here, the body styles seem very similar. You know what I mean? Thor should be rocked up, gunned up, looking bigger than T'Challa. And Gilgamesh should too, but Gilgamesh looked like, you know, him and T'Challa got the same kind of ass. You know, and it ain't about, you know, that's just the one I pulled. He has more on the picture, but we all know Byrne. We know how we know how Perez get down, right? We better know. So did we get our good? Did we get our good peep? Oh, how are you ranking John Buscema in the mix? Well, It wasn't a mix, Paul. I was just comparing the two artists. But if you asking me where I rank Buscema, up there. He's a Avengers. If we talking strictly Avengers artists, Buscema's top 5 on my list. I don't know about nobody else's list. Perez's Wanda is. Did I miss something? Let me look again. You know what, Gray? I am often reminded of the issue on the George Perez Kurt Busiek run. And during that run, she was linked up with Simon. And they went to this little restaurant and she did like a little belly dance with the girls, and it was, had on her little outfit and it was ooh, and I was like, he really took the time to draw all that out, and it almost looks as real if it wasn't pencils and paper. It was a very realistic rendering, hella realistic rendering. One of the most realistic I've seen. When I don't say most, but it opens your eyes to some things. You see some things that you don't normally see. I always thought Ultron's head was made to look like he is shrieking. Shrieking with the Kirby crackle in his mouth. Ain't that how he... Ain't that where the encephalo thing? I guess so. I mean, Oh, he put the work in on one. So I'm like, I'm just telling you what I saw. You know what I mean? It was a really good rendering. It was a really, really good rendering. Kamoyo said Perez's art is like Nas's music. It's overly polished. Burns looks like he just slots in archetypes from a specific list of body types. That is again, you on point tonight, buddy. You on point tonight. That is a very good assessment. Yeah. Because I've seen Burns Superman. Looks just like that. I've seen Burns Fantastic Four. Looks just like that. Except reading them's, outfits is made kind of puffy to try to make them look smaller. But other than that, yeah, he has Burn X-Men. We know Burn X-Men was the same kind of body types running around. You know what I'm saying? It was especially evident in like Wolverine 1, I think it was like 139, 140, wherever the issue was, where he changed from the yellow and blue costume to the brown one. And it's like, it just looked like all the same people with different costumes. As fire is burned, it seems like folks are built wide or thin, no middle ground. That too is a pretty accurate assessment. I agree, Greg. I did enjoy Buscema's Conan. I enjoyed Buscema's Conan a lot. I think that was the time that I collected it the most. Is when Buscema, I think he was just coming off, I think Barry Windsor Smith was the one that was doing Conan originally. And then when he came off, I think Buscema went on. No, I'm sorry, Gil Kane. And then after Gil Kane, Buscema went on. I don't like Gil Kane's art. I'm sorry if it's some people that's Gil Kane fan. Two people, I don't know what it is. Everybody thinks that they art is the shit. Gil Kane and Gene Colan. I just I love Tomb of Dracula, but his art, it don't look actiony to me. It just looked like portraits, if that makes sense. Water. I need water. Oh, I wanted to let y'all know we just welcomed a new member into our family today. I have a 4-month-old Bullador, Pit Bull, and Labrador. His name is Chief. I will bring him in here, but he got some training he need to do. He rides real good in a car, but yeah, he ain't, you know what I mean? Every time he see me, like, you know what I mean? I got to get him where he sit, stand. You know what I'm saying? I break him down. I have him trained like that. Then I bring him on screen. I might do some videos, but you know what I'm saying? We got a new puppy dog, you know, because my Khaleesi getting long on the tooth, you know what I mean? And I need a vibrant, you know, a little active, you know, want to run around, go take walks and stuff like that. Khaleesi like, I'm going to just sit here and chill. So I'm like, okay, cool. Depends who Kane is drawing. I liked him on Daredevil. I didn't. I just, yeah, his art style ain't action centric. You know what I mean? I don't see the action. It's very, even when people are jumping and moving. I remember I read a Gil Kane Daredevil comic where Captain America and Daredevil were fighting in a boxing ring. It didn't look like a fight. It just looked like a bunch of poses. You know what I mean? And action in it wasn't transitional. You know what I mean? Like, if I punch you like that, how in the very next frame I'm gonna be? Yeah, it don't, even with superhumans, it don't make no sense. Kane's noses are pointy or flared. They were flared in this issue, Paul. Very, very flared. Oh my goodness. Before we go Agenda 47, I want to get the cape. I'll get the cape later when I start doing posing. But this is the T'Challa that speaks to me when we say, hey, D, do a Predator versus Black Panther pictorial. This is the one I'm going to use. What Predator am I going to use? Well, since we haven't made a broke bionic leg Predator yet, I am going to have to settle for using a regular old Predator. Well, nothing's regular about Predators, as you're about to find out. But I do have a Predator from the Boer tribe. I'm going to read to you what it say on the back here. And you can tell me if you think this sounds like this. The younger, more reserved of the two Boer brothers. Stalker is one half of the intergalactic mercenary duo known mostly from underworld rumors. Forced to flee their home at an early age due to an attack by a rival tribe, Stalker and Boer survived for years alone on their own with only one another to rely on. Maybe it did. But this is the one I'm using. I get him out of here first. Whoops, we ain't gonna pull all that out. He got a lot of accessories. I didn't. Give me a second. I gotta make one quick cut. And I'm gonna use my stiletto. He said, stiletto? You got a stiletto? Yeah, so I can look cool. Oh. There we go. Okay. Always when I look at my, I always hear that music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I like the fact. That's a pretty nice sized predator. Wouldn't you say? Look at how he stacks up size wise to T'Challa. This is truly a predator. Standing toe to toe. That's how much taller that predator is than T'Challa. So it's definitely going to be a realistic looking matchup. And this predator comes with so much accessory. Look at all, I don't know if you can see. Look at all that. He's got his little shoulder gun. He's got the blast from the shoulder gun. Change of hands. 1, 2, 3 more extra weapons. Not to mention his spear and a face with the helmet on. So we'll just get the spear out, and these two are going to have a little tete-a-tete, action figure style. And you know I can do it too. Y'all know I gets down for the get down. I don't be effing around. But that's something to look forward to on this channel. Keep your notifications on. Yeah, keep your notifications on. Well, we're gonna put T'Challa back, let him sit and rest for a little while before we gotta do this later on, because he gonna have his hands full. Too bad Vibraxis can't help him, huh? Vibraxis is trapped outside the field. As he contemplates the situation. You know what? Let's do this. Bam. Gotta put some respect on T'Challa's name. Yeah, I mean, what y'all talking about out here in these streets? Say, wow, nice, teach him young. Sounds like Kane was stuck in the superhero poses of a long bygone era. That's one way of looking at it. I knew D-Real was former Black Ops, casually whipping out Bond gear. Stop it. Good Lord. He is huge. Pause. No Diddy or Ludwig. Yeah, he's got skulls with like a rib cage attached. I mean, yeah, you know how I get down or how he gets down. I like those sounds Predator makes, or yout that yout Jamaica. Yeah, he is huge, and I got about, I want to say four or five Yautja. I could probably have a little predator army, couldn't I? Ooh, can you imagine an army of predators? That would probably be painful for somebody. Good thing they hunters, huh? Now, speaking of other things I have, I think I told some folks earlier today, but I'm gonna tell the Rock With Me Nation. Some of my ninja came in. Yeah, like what? More ninja? I got two more Clan of the Dusk ninjas. And I got not one, not two, not three, but 4 Smoke Ninja. We can take a look at it. Y'all have seen these articulated icons before, but for the benefit of the Rock With Me Nation, I'm gonna go ahead and yank these jokers out so y'all can see what y'all need to see. And what most. And I got them again for a player's price. So they came with assorted amounts of gear, I guess is the best way I could describe it. I think I will grab one that has all of the gear. Yes, I'm going to grab one of these ones. Drink, what did you say? Drinking beer, don't mind me. Okay. If you say so, King. If you say so. I won't mind. Okay. Got this other articulated icon. Smoke. This is the gray smoke ninja. So there he is. For your perusal and pleasure. This is the notorious gray ninja. And him got a lot of accessory. He has the scabbard that holds not one, but 2 blades. And they fit handily like so. Also, he comes equipped with another head so you can have the traditional ninja look. A hood and a little ascot neck head region. And of course, the kunai, the weapon of the ninja, or one of them. And then he's got a belt, or rather a bandolier, which fits across his. Actually, you're supposed to put the bandolier on. I just realized that, which will probably make it more difficult to put the sword on. But see, they don't know. They don't know. My name is the real, and I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. What? They said, who is this guy trying to make our ninja life more difficult? Somebody who keeps it real. I'm too immersed in this. I'm sorry. I gotta line my holes up. Don't you dare say a word. There we go. Now, because you got to do it sideways. Yep, there you go. Bam, like that. And let's give Miss Kunai. And what I can do is I can switch hands and give him a different kind of pose for the situation. You know, simple little fight pose like that. Get a couple dozen of them, and you're in business. I got 4 of them. And including the 2 Dusk Ninjas, that's a total of 6 ninjas. And I got 2 more on the way this weekend for a total of 8. I will have 8 more ninja added to my army by this week's end. No one will be able to stop me. I'm sorry. I had a moment. Yeah, a Yautja army is watching a lot of folks. I hope that fire is for ninja. Oh, did you just... What did I just knock over there? Oh. Anyway, say I figured it out, big bro, or at least I think I did. Kunai are so handy to have. Remind me to show you my kunai collection. Our channels are listed as primary comic book or action figure channels. We're talk show hosts by and large, which is how YouTube views us, which results in those types of videos being our highest watched. Okay, well, sound like some adjustments in order. All righty. Hour and 12 in. We might finish early tonight, y'all, depending on where y'all going. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. Huh, interesting. Okay. Has anybody here ever did a gauntlet before? Have you ever been on social media and you seen a gauntlet and it's like, let me give you an example. These villains are standing in Superman's path to get to Lois Lane. How many of these people, will he run the entire gauntlet or who will he get stopped by? I'm going to do that with a gauntlet a little bit later because I have picked people specifically from the DC universe and they will match up against characters or a character from the Marvel universe. Y'all ready for that? Y'all ready to do that? No, first, tell me what you know about Project 47. Did you sit down and study it? Tell me what you know. It's show and tell time. Project 47. That's what we talking about. Nobody? No takers? None? Yeah. There we go. Nobody. I guess y'all waiting on me. Okay. Remember that? Did you go and read up on it? How much of this, and let's be honest, if you read up on it, how much of it is truly, truly bad and how much of it is fantastic? I'm just giving y'all, you see what I'm saying? Expanding Medicare Advantage and reducing government involvement in healthcare. Now, think about this one. Expanding Medicare Advantage and reducing government involvement in healthcare. Isn't that what we wanted? Promoting privatized healthcare options and reducing government healthcare programs. If we're talking government healthcare programs like Medicare and Medicaid, yeah, reducing that is terrible because you still need that for people with disabilities, people who are mentally or physically incapable of taking care of themselves. You still need that. If they're saying get rid of that, then that's terrible. What else we got? Federal workforce. Reissuing Schedule F to reclassify federal employees as at-will employees, making it easier to fire them. Loyalist strategy. Now, I remember when the government job was the job you wanted to get. That's the job you wanted to have. So now they're telling us in order to have a government job, basically, let's just call it what it is. If you do not fall in line with what the current government or the installed government believes, you can't have no government job. So if the Republicans are in power and you're a Democrat and that's what you believe, you're going to stick to your tenets and believe it no matter what, you're going to lose your job. It's a reclassification of federal employees all day because they're saying they don't, that whenever you talk to someone who is for Trump, they say Project 2025 is not what they're trying to do. They're trying to do Agenda 47. And I got the shit laid out right there in front of you. Let's go all the way down to the bottom to law enforcement. Increasing funding and support for law enforcement agencies. And defund the FBI. That's so because things in government have been misused or misappropriated or corrupt, that means just take the whole thing. So the FBI is too rotten and too drunken with power to ever be redeemed. That's why you want the FBI defunded, or you want to change things in the FBI, because we know when you say defund something, it don't mean take the money away from them. It means the money that is currently being put towards them needs to be redistributed so they are doing the things they're supposed to be doing. Project 25 says proposing significant changes to the Department of Justice and FBI, focusing on loyalty and alignment with executive priorities. Both plans emphasize restructuring law enforcement agencies to align with executive priorities, which results in increased executive power. I say to you, what is different? The only thing different is the way they say it. In a nutshell, I'm teaching you how to say, I want a totalitarian government without saying, I want a totalitarian government. But that's potentially what you're going to deal with, because nobody knows what it's going to yield. But the way that it's worded, Agenda 2025 revamped and repackaged. Like, don't nobody know that. But I want people to understand, when they say we aren't associated with Agenda 2025, we're associated, Project 2025, we're associated with Agenda 47. Superimpose Agenda 47 and Agenda 2025 and tell me, just like I showed you, how are they different? You see what I'm saying? It's in the wording. It's in the word. And there's a huge document. There's a huge document on DonaldTrump.com. How you going to do research about the enemy if you don't go where the enemy's research is? This is what they say is the true, honest to goodness plan. Agenda 47 sounds no different than Project 2025. So don't be led astray. Understand what they are asking you to accept. They want your police department to become overseers. Well, quiet as kept, they already are overseers, but we just gonna make it overt. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna sit here and say everything going on with the Democratic Party is above board. Absolutely not. I'm just asking you to be aware of everything that's going on around you and make a decision based on that, not by this propaganda that's being churned out. Leave my Medicare alone. Retirees, I know that's right. Trump policies are like Killmonger's agenda to save the people. Yeah, in saving the people, you're going to kill a lot of them, a gang of them. Yeah, that's what you said. They are aligned. They are aligned like a mug, Grand Madam. Yeah, that. Yeah, we want to do away with the FBI. Oh, you can't just come raiding my property. I'm going. Local warlords would be running the states in a totalitarian regime. We'd end up like Haiti. "45 has been a Basura human being for decades. I have known this since I was in high school. I'm 57.5. He was enabled and propped up for decades, a useful idiot for both political parties." Couldn't say it any better. Told by conservative coworker, shape the story how you want. Hey, Drake, they're not slow. Well, sometimes I've seen very intelligent people break down and say, that makes sense. all of it makes sense. It makes 100% sense to me. It would make sense to you too if you could just resist the brainwashing and all the stuff we're saying to them, whether you centrist or Democrat, is the same stuff that has been said to them. They can't say we haven't said this to them. Like I always say, in the fullness of time, we'll see who was right and who was wrong. Let's bounce back to something fun. Are you ready to do this gauntlet, guys? I know y'all stuck with me all through the night. I know some folks been waiting. I know some folks been waiting. Here is the gauntlet. First, who's running the gauntlet? As if you couldn't guess, yeah. Our man T'Challa will be running a gauntlet tonight. Cat. T'Challa has been challenged by multiversal beings who want to test his fighting prowess. This is a fight to see if T'Challa can run the entire gauntlet or be knocked unconscious. Where does this fight take place? Let's make it somewhere neutral, where no one has an advantage per se. We're going to say in the Vietnam jungle. That is where this battle is going to take place. A dense jungle in Vietnam. Who is first up in this gauntlet? These beings hail from a universe that we call DC. And this is T'Challa's first opponent on the gauntlet. Now, for those of you who don't know who this ginger is, he goes by the name of Richard Dragon. Richard Dragon, if we had to compare him to someone in the Marvel Universe, I would say he comes closest to being like Shang-Chi. He's a kung fu practitioner and he is the best at what he does. He has fought with and fought against some of the best fighters in the DC universe, to include Bronze Tiger and Lady Shiva, not to mention Batman. T'Challa, being armed as he's armed right now, does he take Richard Dragon down? And does he take Richard Dragon down with ease, medium difficulty, or high difficulty? Now, if I get 3 people in the chat that agree, then we move on to the next gauntlet. What y'all talking about in the chat for this gauntlet? Richard Dragon stole Magnus Robot Fighter's shirt. Wow. Paul Martin say T'Challa takes it. Graham Adams said he's pointing his toes. An easy takedown for T'Challa. And Rich is getting folded. That is 3, y'all. And since I don't feel any need to impose my will in this particular matchup, I'm going to go, all right, and we're going to keep it moving. The next fighter on the gauntlet that T'Challa has to face from the DC universe. You knew he was coming, right? You knew he was coming. As hyped as Richard Dragon is, Richard Grayson, the other Richard, is hyped even more. If don't nobody know his story by now, Google it. Okay? As far as his ability to fight, he is ranked among the top fighters as well in the DC universe. It has often been speculated that he could take on and defeat Daredevil, according to a lot of fans. Let's just call him that. And we know for a fact Daredevil has been washed by T'Challa on at least one occasion. Dick usually fights. I should have said that. Pause. Richard fights with 2 eskrima sticks that are also tasers. Oh, not tasers. Stun. They're stun batons. They have electrical charge surging through them, as well as various throwing stars. And he is super duper acrobatic. He grew up in the circus. Does his and if I neglected to mention it, he has been trained by Batman, another type fighter in the DC universe. Is this Richard stopping T'Challa's advance? He has skills, but he ain't hurting T'Challa. I'm not saying that, but there you go. Why you had to pick Nightwing? Everybody likes him. Meh. Yet you said T'Challa's gonna win. Okie dokie. And I agree, they probably would get along well after T'Challa knocks him out. Eskrima sticks versus vibranium. Yeah, that part. I feel nothing for Nightwing as a character. Nothing. Black Panther tells Nightwing to just stay home. Wow. And hey, Anansi, how you doing, bro? Batwing's pointing his toes too. T'Challa wins within 1.5. You gotta point your toes to be acrobatic, Grand Madam, don't you? Grand Madam on that toe pointing, ain't she? She like, but you point your toes, you don't automatically lost. Okay, so according to at least 3 or 4 people, T'Challa gets past Nightwing as well. Okay, he's doing pretty fine with this other world. So the third fighter in the gauntlet probably should have been the first fighter in the gauntlet, But I throw them in here for grins and giggles at this point, just to see where everybody was at with it. This is Red Lion, best known for being a knockoff of the Black Panther. Now, he rocks a suit made out of promethium, which, as I understand, is pretty unyielding, but it is unclear as to whether or not vibranium, which is from another universe, can affect promethium. That being said, I don't think Red Lion has near the fighting skills that T'Challa does. So, this is probably the one, Grand Madam, that will be over in 1.5 seconds. But he's going to have to get the gear, and will he? Well, he can, yeah, we'll see. What do y'all think? One punch, lion go night night. Antarctic vibranium in my Theo voice. King of the Dead wins. Flawless victory. Say, a T'Challa knockoff? 30 seconds flat. Okay, which is pretty much where I figured we go. So, onward in the gauntlet. T'Challa is doing well, not having many problems. Okay, so next person in the gauntlet. How we feeling about old Ben Turner? Now, Ben Turner is consistently one of the top fighters in the DC universe. He has beat the crap out of Batman and fought Richard Dragon, who's supposed to be the best, to a standstill. And another top fighter who's coming on the list that we ain't seen yet. So, and this is a brother, by the way, y'all. That's just a mask that he's wearing. How we feeling about T'Challa and Ben Turner squaring up against each other for the Nyamin? Yeah, could you imagine it? Him not holding back and just saying, eat these anti-metal claws? Anansi said T'Challa rips out the eyes of the tiger. I see what you did there. Sorry, Ben and Bruce and anyone without special gear. Okay. T'Challa wearing his costume? T'Challa. Uh-oh, he's not pointing his toes. It might take T'Challa a good 5 minutes. And that's what I was thinking too. You know what I mean? Give me someone who can deal with anti-vibranium poison. He said Tiger Man Ben might hold his own, but not regular Ben. Okay, so away we go. All right, so clearly we are not making the opponents difficult enough. All right, well, this person may not have protective gear, but it could be argued that they don't need it. How are we feeling about Lady Shiva? One of the deadliest, one of the most bloodthirsty, one of the most, when I get into a fight, I fight to kill people, individuals in the DC universe. She has fought Batman and gave him hell. She has fought Ben Turner and gave him hell. She has beat the living daylights out of Richard Dragon's ass. So she's a whole problem. Don't let the fact that she look good and she's a female and she's fly and her outfit looks nice and she look like a soldier fool you. Oh, and Grand Madam, her toes ain't pointed. do we got Shiva slowing him down? Do we got Shiva knocking T'Challa out? How we feeling about that? T'Challa making it out of this gauntlet? And if he is making it out, is he making it out with ease? Well, from what y'all said, Nightwing, Red Lion, and Richard Dragon got washed, and Ben Turner gave him a little bit of something to rock with. Are we all familiar with Lady Shiva? Do we all know she's a dog? Do we all know she's a whole entire killer with skills? That Batman be like, oh shit, I got to fight Lady Shiva. So bear in mind, don't sell her short because she's a female. Grand Madam said T'Challa got a problem. Does T'Challa got a problem to the point where he gets stopped? Kamoyo says Shiva is a good brief fight. Oh, how you gonna do Lady Shiva like that, Kamoyo? You said Lady Shiva gonna be a brief fight? Wow. Okay. King of the Dead abilities would be too much for her. So, Nazi, what you're saying is he's going to have to resort to using his King of the Dead abilities to take Shiva down? Okay. I can accept that, sir. I don't know. It's more than one way to knock a man out. So, you know what? That's a whole nother show, Grand Madam. That's a whole nother show. Yes, there are more, but the ways we talking about is going to have to involve some kind of combat. How about that? She get near him, he exposed his claws again. Is T'Challa going to resort to his claws? Just a thought. Didn't Tim Drake knock her out in one of his training sessions right after he became Robin? Black Panther will win. Yeah, y'all don't have no. Y'all like fuck her. See, being who I am means I understand who y'all are, and I'm trying to get there. The purpose of this exercise is to illustrate that no matter what, y'all gonna see in a second. T'Challa normally folds fighters who just try to go all whirlwind like Shiva does. You got to have strategy. She don't use it much. I don't know. Is she pulling out a weapon? Plus, he's superhuman. She's human. Okay. Okay. So from what I'm hearing, Shiva 2 gets folded. All right. So if Shiva gets folded, that means we coming down to the last person in the gauntlet. Now, I have heard everybody say everything from, well, if you got a weapon in your mind, and if you do that, Okay. Fans, comic book readers, folks that know they shit, is T'Challa getting past this person? Them all the different looks, all the different costumes, no matter how you slice it, that's the Karate Kid, and it ain't Ralph Macchio. This guy knows every fighting style in the universe. This man has beaten Superman in a fight and is not superhuman. This man has beaten the Justice League in a fight. Again, he is not superhuman. This man has chopped a piece of a damn mountain off. He is not superhuman. I give you alien physiology, but that's about it. Where are we going with this one? I would love to hear your responses. Does this guy stop T'Challa? Does Val Armor stop T'Challa? Does Val Armor knock T'Challa out? Or does T'Challa get past it? Everybody familiar with Val Armor? Don't be playing with me. If you ain't familiar with him, say you ain't familiar with him. But if you familiar with the cat and you done seen what he did, don't cap. Is he stopping him or is he getting stopped? And see, y'all thought it was going to be Batman, didn't you? Y'all thought it was going to be Batman, didn't you? Tell the truth. You thought it was going to be Batman, didn't you? No. And you notice everybody I pick is about fighting. Ain't weapon heavy. Ain't, you know what I'm saying, heavy on nothing but fighting skills. And maybe some advantage that it give them that they get in a fight. Let's see. So can Val, Theo. So can Val. And he's pointing his toes, Grand Madam. He's pointing his toes. T'Challa would dance with this man, pointy toes and all. T'Challa takes the win. Y'all are some Black Panther fans. That's all. That y'all some Black Panther fans. y'all are some Black Panther fanatics. Wow. But we saying Val don't have no strategy. We saying Val don't have no strategy, and just and to this comment, all the fight he doesn't have to know Wakandan fighting styles. That's like a couple thousand styles that T'Challa's never encountered. Why aren't we looking at it like that? Yeah, you can call on all that experience, but you telling me every fighting style in the universe ain't at least a decent matchup for thousands of years of experience? And he's been in the Legion of Superheroes for years. So he's been able to apply said skills. Now, is that what we thinking about? Or did we just go, oh, no, T'Challa, because T'Challa? That's no different than because he's Batman. And have we never seen Val Armour use strategy and tactics? He used strategy and tactics when he beat the Justice League. We're talking about a random encounter, one after the other. We ain't talking about no whole bunch of overreaching adventures and all of this. We talking about as soon as you knock him out, this guy's stepping up. Soon as you knock him out, this guy's stepping up. Soon as you knock her out, this guy's stepping up. Not, oh, I get a chance to eat a sandwich and a cookie. Is this Theo B?
Say nothing about no T'Challa could beat Val Armour. Don't be lumping me in with everybody else. About Val Armour. Don't lump me in with everybody else. I didn't say that. You take that back right now.
Oh, okay.
Right now. Take it back now.
Theo did not tell hush. Theo did not say that T'Challa could beat Val Armour. So for all of you people that are jeffing T'Challa up and say, this is your man Theo telling you. Y'all need to go read some Karate Kid. Y'all need to go read. That's all I'm saying. Y'all need to go read some Karate Kid. But if that's what y'all say, that's what y'all say. He gonna get through the gauntlet.
You know I had to be serious if I had to call while you was on that live. I'm telling Alicia, oh no, he misunderstood that. Hell no.
Okay, I just because everybody like, oh, he gonna beat him. Oh, he gonna, bruh. Y'all need to go and read. So, see, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a Karate Kid respect thread. I think I have before, but I'm gonna make one again because y'all kind of tripping. Just a little bit. I mean, bruh, at the end of the day,
no, I like what I like. I know what I know. I'm not picking T'Challa over Val Armour. I'm stopping right there. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And see, this is my thing. Camello keep talking about strategy and tactics. I'm talking about straight up fight. We talking about a straight up fight. We ain't talking about in a jungle. And you running into person after person in this jungle. You said 3 of them was going to be taken down with ease, and one of them was going to give you a really hard fight before getting beat. Can we take that into consideration too? No, I'm telling you, these are the tenets of the fight. I get it. He's T'Challa. He a bad motherfucker.
Listen. I like him against Bronze Tiger. I like him against Lady Sheep. I like him against Richard, because I'm not calling him that other name. It's Richard. I like him against everybody. You said Val Armour. Stop right there. Stop right there.
Grand Madam says, is there anybody in this lineup to even make T'Challa sweat?
I ain't got that. Grand Madam is a grown woman. I told you, Theo stopping right there.
All I'm gonna say, go back and check out some Karate Kid. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I'm not talking to you. You can get off the phone. You being a distraction now. Okay, I got you, dog. I got you. Yeah, thank you. Peace. Theo had to step in and was like, I ain't say that. Now, okay, let's just agree to disagree. Because at least me and Theo disagree with the rest of y'all. and aren't we the biggest Black Panther advocates there are out there? Or two of them, for sure. And we keep, well, I mean, we got anti-metal claws, we got habit. What is that doing that somebody can hit your nerve points? What if I hit your nerve point faster than you could do anything else? Val Armor has fought and defeated superhuman foes. I see nothing in T'Challa's arsenal that can counter what Val can potentially do to him. That's my opinion. Y'all are entitled to y'all's. So you see what I got on, right? You see what I got on, right? So some days, just some days though. That's all it. And what fun is a hero that can beat everybody? That's why we don't like watching Superman. Because he's kicking the shit out of everybody. Or at least I don't. That's why I don't like watching Goku. Because Goku kicking the shit out of everybody. I don't want to see that. What good is my hero and his journey if he don't struggle? Val is from 1,000 years in the future, and you are fighting T'Challa with all the experience of prior Panthers, and you are fighting him in the jungle. I know all about Karate Kid, but nah. Okay. But all of the things that make T'Challa dangerous are some of the same things that make Val Armor dangerous. We saying like getting within close proximity of Val Armor ain't gonna be a problem for T'Challa. And before we go any further, Val Armor ain't Shang-Chi. Val Armor ain't Iron Fist. And Val Armor damn show ain't Karnak. Do we really think? Oh, somebody said it too. Karnak got folded. He has similar abilities. Okay. So we're having difficulty understanding what's the writer and what's the character. So I shouldn't bother with a respect thread. A respect thread won't matter. Because it ain't T'Challa that's being questioned. But like I said, I will yield to the tenants. I ain't gonna pull out my nah, y'all tripping, because this is where y'all want to be. So if I do another gauntlet with T'Challa, you're telling me there's nobody around that can beat T'Challa in hand-to-hand combat. Is that what y'all are saying? There's nobody. Nobody? All right, let's see what y'all think. Give me 3 fighters in the DC universe that you think could take T'Challa. Or are you of the mind that there are no fighters in the DC universe that could take T'Challa? And if that's your answer, please put that in there too. Let me see what I'm dealing with. Yeah, he purposely faced Val Armor last because Val Armor is the most dangerous opponent out of all of them ones, at least in my opinion. He is. Yeah, he done had some goofy uniforms, and sometimes he done look like a white boy, and other times he done look incredibly Asian. But one thing was for certain, them skills was un-F-wittable. I mean, it is what it is. We like what we like, and ain't nobody gonna tell us different. Did Grand Madam say, "Oh ye of little faith"? Did you say, "Oh ye of little faith"? Okay, no, because I was the one telling y'all what was up in that John Ridley run. Did anybody else do a video about, hey, Falcon we need to run that back because y'all putting too much respect on Falcon in a fight with T'Challa? No, gotta pick your battles. Gotta pick your battles. Gotta pick your battles. I wouldn't I wouldn't have all this up if I didn't have no faith. Come on now, y'all. Not even. Not even. Not even. But just letting you know. Okay. 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 We're gonna agree to disagree, and we're gonna go to Q&A. Because I don't see this ending up being anything that's go be of usefulness. Q&A time. Q&A time. Q&A time. We ready? We ready? Okay, I'll give you time to get your questions together. Yes, you did mention Deathstroke. That would have been too much stuff. Because Deathstroke 2 wears Prometheum armor. At least recently, I found out he wears Prometheum armor, and he's weapon to the teeth. And that's a standard fighter, in my opinion. I mean, I know he done folded a lot of people in the DC universe, but if we talk about my reasoning behind the gauntlet I chose was mostly about fighters fighting, people who use their hands primarily in a fight. That's what that's about. Is about fighting. Fighting is a measurement of pure skill with the hands and feet, and the sweet science or strategy that you use with that. I will venture to say it presents a very strong argument that someone who can call on thousands of years of fight experience and someone who has the equivalent of thousands of years of skill and has applied that skill in fights is more than a wash. It's more than just, oh, I'm gonna dust him off and keep moving. And if you believe that, then I got questions for you, because you do not believe anyone in comics can defeat T'Challa in a hand-to-hand fight, and we know that's not the truth. I hate that I have to be the one to tell y'all this. I hate to be the one to have to tell y'all this. With characters of fighting ability, it is the one with the superior strategy who usually carries the day. Nothing to be said about blitz fighting. You ain't rushed a mug with a flurry and took him down. And what happens when two people use strategy? As Sun Tzu had to use strategy when he was fighting Superman. Had to use strategy when he was fighting Validus. Both of those beings are far, 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 far more stronger than him physically. But he was able to defeat Validus in a fight. It wasn't because he used brute force. I'm just saying. But I guess y'all ain't got no questions for me. Is y'all mad? Are y'all mad? Really? For real? I ain't pissed nobody off. I'm just y'all went dead, huh? Y'all just went silent on me. That's creepy. Nothing? Nothing. Y'all got nothing. Okay. Well, let's keep the main thing, y'all. This has been Thursday's Live. We live. It's Thursday. Oh, someone has a question. Okay. All right. Are you going to pick up next issue? Oh, okay. You missed that conversation, Anansi. But yeah, I am going to pick it up if nothing else but for continuity's sake. But how do I feel about it personally? Well, it is not the best showing of T'Challa we have ever seen in a comic book. It's very the fact you pointed out yourself the fact that it because I that's what I was thinking. Is this another universe? It's got to be, and it's got to be a universe where the timelines we have in this universe they ain't nothing alike. Nothing alike. We in here. Gotcha. Gotcha. Grandmaster, Gary Madam, that is a loaded question. Canonically, who's beating T'Challa in a fight? Canonically, or you just asking me randomly who I think could beat T'Challa in half? Nothing. Okay, then I will go from here. Canonically, Captain America, Daredevil, a bunch of villains he's fought, never decisively beaten Killmonger. Not in a head up, I stand in front of you, you stand in front of me, and we fight. When has that happened? Okay. You forgot the day was Thursday. Oh, you was watching the DNC. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're saying who could beat T'Challa. That's what you're saying. What I'm talking purely from a hand-to-hand combat aspect. There are a lot of people, if we talk about power-wise, shit, Professor X could beat T'Challa. If that's what we're talking. I was strictly talking, and as you look at all the people because we keep coming back to it because people keep saying stuff. I was talking about people that fought. You didn't see now. Well, let me look because I could be wrong. There's not one person that I picked that has any kind of mental manipulation power, any kind of energy manipulation power, anything like that. Everybody I picked was coming straight up from a fighting aspect. Fighting. How do you fight? Are you nice with your hands? Not magnetism, not weather control, not energy control, just the hands. And I mean, honestly, I'm shocked nobody said T'Challa got enough skill on his own without having to call on anything. Nobody said that. I would think, and this is just my thought process, I wouldn't think calling on the ancestors or anything like that would come into play until he fought back. So yeah, I got faith, but I'm gonna leave it there. That's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there because that's a good place to leave it. So there we are. Well, Anansi, while I've got you online, how many independent comic books are you reading? And how many of those independent comics would you like to see me do a video on? I'm experimenting. Let's experiment, shall we? Now, if I'm not mistaken, Anansi was not privy to that previous conversation. I would like to see where Anansi's at with this. Anansi, if you would, sir. At your leisure. At your leisure. Oh my goodness, that candy bar looks good. Wow. Anyway, ooh, bio break coming up real soon. La, 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 la. Oh, is it this? Is it this much of a lag betwixt? Wow, that's a lot of time. I'm not actually reading any comics. No Marvel, DC, Independence, or anything. I just watch the reviews. So who? No, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that. Okay, so you're just watching reviews. Okay, make sure your notifications are on, so you can see the reviews I do, and turn your notifications on for Theo if you haven't, so you can see the videos that he does. Okay, because I guarantee you, between the two of us, we're doing videos on stuff that you probably most likely won't catch in the format or the style that we do it in. So yeah, that you are a swell human being. I didn't see no more burning, drilling, itching, burning, drilling, itching. That doesn't sound right. Questions, but I don't see any. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this what I call it. When I call it what I call it, and I think I am going to call it a wrap at over 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thank y'all, all of y'all, everybody, Grand Madam, Kamoyo King, Nancy the Spider, Juju, better late than never, my brother. Gray. Oh, and the incomparable Paul Martin, Mr. YouTube 92, and everybody who loves Yautja. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another. Oh, make sure you're here same real time, same real channel for Friday Vibing with myself and Theo B. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We're going to pull up. It's a more, I think we're going to make it a more laid back topic than tonight. But I'm going to let that energy do what it do, and it'll dissipate into something. And if it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to. Friday, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Bring what you drank. Bring what you smoke. Kick back low. It's going to be a real one because we vibe how we vibe. Now, as I said, I'll be dropping a Philadelphia video in the next 24 hours. Be looking for that. Okay? That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other. It's all love.